First time I played D&D, it wasn't actually D&D. It was an off-brand game with a vague system that allowed you to be literally anything. My players took this to heart, and after learning it would be placed in a classic medieval setting, my first player, Cathiel, made a hooker with syringes as her weapon of choice. She'd use them from anything from health potions to poisons. My brother, on the other hand, wasn't that interested in playing at first, so I promised anything he'd make I'd fit into our game, whether it was a demon warrior, an undead mage, or even a possessed suit of armor. So naturally he created a Confederate astronaut for our medieval campaign. At least he didn't make the Doomslayer. With our characters finally created, it was finally time to start our adventure. It all began with a young boy. He found himself on the cliffside looking over a small village that lay in ruin. With nothing left, he fell to his knees, looking up to the sky, and began praying to the brightest star. "Please, I've lost everything. Every day my village suffers more. Those who aren't dying of disease or being taken never to be seen again. There are rumors of the dead rising. If anyone up there can hear me, send us a miracle before it's too late." The boy's eyes grew wide as the star he wished upon began to glow bright, becoming larger as though it had heard his pleas and was coming to deliver the miracle of which he prayed. His hope quickly turned to fear as the star began glowing brighter and larger, faster and faster before suddenly crashing into the child. And with that crash landing, I successfully explained the origins of Dr. Kevorkian. "But why is he a Confederate soldier? And how did he land here?" Successfully explained his origins. With the introduction completed and the players ready to go, I let them loose on the world, starting them at the classic medieval tavern. The one issue is, with none of us actually playing the game before, we all sat there a minute, trying to figure out what to do. "Alright guys, you're up."
What do we do?
Anything you want.
So what does that include?
Anything at all. I would soon come to regret those words. After some convincing, Cathiel decided it'd be best to start by counting her gold and changing into her nighttime outfit, while Dr. Kevorkian, on the other hand, decided to spy on her.
Camera? Record for research purposes.
After recording his research, Dr. Kevorkian made his way downstairs as he tried to buy a drink, but all he had on him was Confederate dollars, so he politely explained his confusion about the currency.
"If you don't take this money, my money, I'm going to drag you outside, then burn down your bar with everyone inside."
While the terrified bartender prepared his drink, Cathiel decided now was as good a time as any to get some work done, as she walked up to two strangers at the bar and suddenly grabbed them by the hand. 3 gold for a handshake. The other patrons could only stare at the two strangers, one who was openly shaking hands in public, while the other, dressed in a strange outfit, was threatening to burn down the tavern.
"He's looking at me funny."
Kevorkian shouted as he suddenly grabbed his laser rifle, shooting at the customers.
20.
And so Kevorkian grabbed his rifle from the counter, quickly spinning around, firing her laser at those sitting at the table. Before the first man had a chance to react, the laser went through his head. The second man could only watch in terror as the laser seemed to curve midair before it was sent between his eyes. The third man jumped from his seat, running to the door, only for the beam of light to begin chasing down its victim, hitting him in the back of the head. After witnessing the slaughter, Cathiel had a terrifying realization. They didn't pay me. And so with a quick snap of her wrist, she broke their hands. Well guys, you've successfully killed everyone instead of, asking about rumors or looking for a quest.
"I got this. This is still the bartender."
So after threatening the bartender and killing nearly everyone in the bar, Kevorkian slowly leans over the counter, looking down at the scared woman.
"So, heard any chilling tales?"
I decided this was as good as time as any to introduce the game's villain. I mean, it's not like I had rumors or lore planned out for this guy. A lone figure had entered the tavern. He wasn't fazed by the bodies or the broken hands Cathiel still held limp. The lone figure looked around. "Impressive, though I do believe you missed a certain child."
Nah, he's upstairs.
"Yeah. Let's tell the spooky stranger where the child is. I'm sure he probably just wants to give him candy and hugs." The bartender began to plead with the two, begging them to save her child. "He's the chosen one. The fate of the world lies with him." Cathiel, not wanting the blood of the child on her hands, immediately agreed to help, running upstairs to help the boy. Kevorkian, on the other hand...
"Yeah, not my problem."
I know at the beginning of the game I told them that they could do literally anything, but ignoring the main quest isn't exactly what I meant. So the woman promised him for saving her child's life the deed to the bar, I think. This was several years ago, so some of the details are a little bit blurry. Cathil had found the child and kept him safe in a random room. Meanwhile, Kevorkian decided to hide in his room. Even after being bribed, he still wasn't keen on this helping others business. Unfortunately for him, as luck would have it, it was his room the two others found themselves hiding in. But all hope wasn't lost, the boy revealed. This room holds a secret passageway to the outside city. It wouldn't be easy. The passage is said to be filled with traps and monsters. But maybe with the help of two heroes, we could all make it through together. Kevorkian decided at this moment it was time to be a hero. And shot a hole in the wall.
20.
I fucking hate you. So weeks of prep work, both for the lore and dungeon, were suddenly made useless over a few lucky rolls as the heroes escaped. I was just thankful nothing like this would ever happen again. I mean, what are the odds of an entire questline being destroyed by a few 20s a second time, right?